Hey everybody, it's Sandy from Hook Crochet. Hello there. I'm going to try this again. I started making this video. I'm talking and talking and talking, and my screen goes blank, right? I'm like, what happened? Sandy never pressed record. I hovered over it with my mouse, but I didn't click on it. Anyway, I was talking, rambling on about something, but here we go. I'll start my story again. I haven't been making a lot of videos, as you know, and I've been doing a lot of lives, but not even lately. It's like I took a few weeks off, and I have the house to myself right now, and I feel like okay, I can make a video. I've been feeling a little funny with people in the house, and I'm trying to make a video or trying to do live, and there's people in the background. I don't have an upstairs, I don't have a downstairs, I don't have a garage where I can go to that I can do this. So the house is empty right now, except for Chester, and I'm like, Sandy, now's your chance. But other than that, I don't have a minute to myself. Really, there's always somebody home. Anyway, so what I did, I've been doing some crochet, and I've been going back. If you want to see that, that's a picture of my old dog Gary. um, when I first started crocheting in 2019, really early 2019, I started out. I my first one of my first big projects was a basket using three yarns together with a 10 millimeter hook. I don't know why I went from a single crochet scarf and I wanted to make a basket. Anyway, I tried the other things. The granny square was challenging for me. Working in the round, I tried that, and then I discovered Chevron, and I tried Chevron, and I was doing really good for a few hours. I was doing Chevron, and then I put the project down. When I came back the next day, I just couldn't get into it, so I put it aside. Well, I thought I would. I thought I would try, give it another try, and boy, is it easy. To a new crocheter, maybe not, but I did like a little. I would call this a wheelchair blanket, to put on your lap, you know, just a little mini, keep your legs warm if you needed to sit in the wheelchair. I might donate it to a nursing home. There's a nursing home that I think they're accepting donations right now again. But I'm going to wash it a couple of times using fabric softener because her red heart, it's very scratchy. But once you wash them, those things, they get softer. Another thing I've been working on, I started to make a hand basket. Jada and Stitches designed this hand basket, or arm, I'm sorry, not hand basket, arm basket. And it holds your yarn project, and you can like walk and crochet at the same time. So I started that project. I got as far as this, and I ran out of yarn. I went to my yarn stash. I had no more of this color. So I remembered I got this from Hobby Lobby, and I thought, can't go to Hobby Lobby this week. The yarn is not on sale. I'll wait till the yarn goes on sale. So I waited a week. Then I went to Hobby Lobby. Well, let me tell you. Okay. I got the yarn from Hobby Lobby. That day I was running errands. I was going to the post office, to the grocery store, to the pharmacy, to the dog park, here and there. I was going everywhere. And that day when I brought up my groceries and anything else that I purchased, I left some bags in the car. Among those bags that I left in the car was the Hobby Lobby bag. So when my husband brought up the rest of the bags, he failed to retrieve the Hobby Lobby bag. So it stood in the car overnight. Then the next day, I completely forgot about it. The following day, this is the third day now, my husband brings it up. And I remember seeing him, he tosses it on the chair. You know, my husband, he sees an empty chair, he's got to put something on it. He put my Hobby Lobby bag on the chair. Well, I knew the Hobby Lobby bag was on the chair. I was in the middle of something. I don't know if I was, what was I doing, that it was in that room, but not able to grab the yarn with it. I think I was helping my son pack. He was going back to school. He had come over for the weekend and he was going back. That's another story. Holy cow. What a disaster. Anyway, that's for another video. If I ever even want to share that crazy story. So I didn't pay attention to the bag, but I knew it was there. I knew he tossed it. Okay, so the whole day goes by, and I'm, hoping my son gets back to school safely, and I got my mind on that and cleaning up the mess. When my son comes, he makes quite a mess. There's a lot of, and I fed him, and I was washing the dishes, and went to bed that day, never remembered about the bag. Then the next day, this is the fourth day now, I go in to get a spare bag to reuse for the bathroom trash. Am I the only one who does this? I don't think so. You save those bags from the grocery store and you use it for your bathroom, and you line your garbage can with it. Well, that's what we do. So I went to get one and I found the Hobby Lobby bag empty. I go, oh, that's nice that my husband put the bag in there. That's cool. And then I reached in there and I got the receipt. And then I thought, oh, where is that yarn? Okay, I'll remember to look for that yarn later. Went to do something else. Then later on, I'm looking for the yarn. I can't find it. It's not on the chair. It's not under the chair. It's not with my yarn. It's not with my other yarn. It's not with that yarn. It's nowhere to be found. Guess where I found it? I didn't find it. It's been about 3 weeks. I never found that yarn. So this is the week I have to go back to Hobby Lobby. Otherwise, the sale's going to end. Today is Thursday. No, today's Wednesday. When I'm making the video, it's Wednesday. So I got Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Otherwise, I have to wait a whole week. So I have to get and make sure that I don't know where that yarn is. I really don't. If I want to take a wild guess, somehow it walked out of the bag and into my son's luggage and went to Pennsylvania with him. That's the only thing I could think of. But I don't know. Another thing I've been doing is the Tunisian calendar blanket from Jada and Stitches. I'll link that in the comments so you can go take a look at that. She's doing Tunisian this year. Well, I finished my January square. This is what it looks like. But I decided to change because this yarn is Walmart yarn. And do you know they don't make a lot of colors in Walmart brand? This kind of anti-pill. They don't make a lot of colors. And this is the perfect weight. This is a 4 weight, but 4 weights, they're kind of almost 3 different 4 weights. I'd say there's 4A, 4B, and 4C. 4A being the lightest and 4C being the chunkiest, aka Karen 1 pound. This is kind of like a 4A. Okay? It's very light, and that's what I wanted. They don't make a lot of these colors. They make a just kind of plain ecru, and then a gray, a black. But my Walmart that has only this yarn. So I'm like, what am I going to do? Then I had a thought. I'm going to use a cake, a Karen cake, a Karen skinny cake, because skinny yarn is a really good yarn to use for Tunisian crochet, in my opinion. So I started out with this Karen skinny cake. This is January. So now all the colors are going to change throughout the blanket. So I'll have a big variety. Now the border, I'm going to have to get, the Karen cake doesn't come in a solid, like a gray color. So I'm probably going to go with the Baby Delight yarn from Hobby Lobby and border the squares with that yarn. That seems to be the same kind of yarn as the Karen skinny cake. Right now, as of making this video, it is March, and I'm still working on February square. I've had to frog it many times because it's a different Tunisian stitch. It's the full stitch, and I'm struggling with that, and trying to do other things, other than crochet. I made this little thing. I can't remember who made this. Whose tutorial is this? Shoot, I can't even remember whose. This is Naztazia, I think. Nastazia's tutorial. If I find it, I'll link it in the comments. And I made a bunch of these over Valentine's Day month, or the week before. Another thing I want to show you that I finally finished. I know it's March. I finished it early February. But I finally finished my 2021 temperature blanket. I showed this on a live a couple weeks ago, but I thought I would show you on the video. Here is this monster of a blanket. It's not very wide. It's more like a banner, especially because it's so long. Oh, this is like a never-ending blanket. My goodness, is this sucker big. Okay, I'm trying to find January. You ready? Okay. So here is January 2021 in Chicago. That white is, it was sub-zero. So I thought maybe I'll put a white, because what's darker than black? Nothing. So I had to show that it was really freaking cold those days. And incidentally, this day I should have made red, because this day is Chester's birthday, February 11th. Okay, so here's more cold. Oh, we got a hot break from the cold. I gotta weave in my ends. I'm working on it. There's a lot of them. And then we got cold again, and then we got warm, and then cold again. See, this is how Chicago is in the spring. It doesn't want to really get warm until like mid-June. And then we really get some hot weather. And then, a little bit of colder weather those days. Really hot. Those pink and reds, those are really hot days. Oh my gosh. And here's the fall is coming. The fall is coming. I'm struggling showing you this blanket. And winter is here. There you go. The end. That's all she wrote. Okay, now I gotta fold this up later. Oh my gosh, it's all the way on the floor. Shoot. This is like Rapunzel's hair. You know that fairy tale, Rapunzel? Let down your hair from the tower. Ugh. All right. I'll put this somewhere. Where's my husband? So he can put this on a chair. I'm just joking. So, here we go. This is I showed this on a live too. Um, Way back in the fall of last year. What is her name? What is her name? Ophelia Talks. Anya from Ophelia Talks decided to do a blanket, a crochet along, and she would theme the blanket according to the movie Pride and Prejudice, which at that time I've never seen before. And Pride and Prejudice, uh, she enjoyed that movie so much, she decided to make a blanket with the theme, and her colors are different, although they are pretty too. I chose my own 5 colors. I think in her blanket, she uses up to 8 or 9 colors. And she changes not every 5 rows. She has another system of how she changes her yarn color. But she does change the yarn every row, but she doesn't repeat like I've repeated. But this is the blanket without the border, full border. I have not finished the border, but I thought I would show you. She's got many, many different stitches on here. And I made my blanket exactly half of what she did. So the width that she had was double what I made. The length that she had was double what I made. And so she repeated her every week. She did a different 5. Every week she did a different sequence of 5 rows. And every week she repeated her sequence 6 times. I repeated mine 3 times. So everything she did, I halved it. Okay? So, and her blanket is enormous. Mine is like a lap yan, or yeah, like a throw. So, but I have to finish that border. That border is, it keeps calling my name. Okay, where can I put this? Another thing I started doing was something else that I just could not get down in 2019. I couldn't do this one pattern, this one granny square that I saw. Who made this granny square? It was oh shoot, what's that girl's name? I'll figure it out and I'll put it down here. Okay, anyway, she made a granny square. She made 365 of them one year, and there was one of them in particular that I could not get down pat. Well, I know why. I was using the wrong yarn. Not every yarn is created. Not every pattern can use every yarn. You know, in my opinion. So it was this one. It was a single crochet granny square. And I made this just a few rows big. And I really, really enjoyed making this. And I just kept going and going, making it bigger and bigger. And this is what we have here. And I didn't put it, I put it aside for a while. But I was working on that while watching TV at night. So, did I show you these Tunisian? I did show you these Tunisian. Okay, I think I'm all done showing you my creations. My friend showed me a couple of washcloths that her friend made, okay? One of them, it took my breath away. It was a washcloth. It was a round washcloth, worked in a round. And I almost kind of figured out what pattern it was, but I still couldn't put my finger on it. So I took this yarn and I started working on it, looking at the washcloth and working on it some more. Don't rip it out. That's not right. So I was trying to copy what it was. I didn't have the pattern. I was trying to copy what it was. Have you ever done that? crocheted something that you don't have a pattern, but you know what it looks like, but you're not sure of the pattern? Well, this is what I came up with, and then this is one of many. This is the only thing that made it without getting frogged. I must have frogged 20, 20 of these. So then I said, I, I think I spent like 3 hours working on that, and then I just was so tired. So I talked to my friend, and she said that she was going to get the pattern for me from her friend. So I'm waiting on that. So what else have I been doing? Just chilling at home. Um, we no longer need to wear a mask when we go to the store, says the health department. I've gone to the store and I still wore my mask. I just don't want to, I'm not ready to take it off yet. But we will see, right? We will see how this goes and if things get back to normal. And if they do, I will be going to Pennsylvania one last time for my son's graduation ceremony. So if that happens, that'll be great. I said this before, he didn't have a ceremony in 2020 when he graduated Illinois State University, got his bachelor's, but now he's getting his master's, and we will be able to see him graduate if everything goes well. And I'm kind of like hoping and praying, because it seems like every time they say we don't need to wear our masks, then a couple of weeks goes by and then the numbers go up again. So hopefully that won't happen, and we'll get to see my little boy graduate and get his master's. So that'll be exciting. That won't be until May though. I think. I don't know if it's going to be the end of May or beginning of May, but I noticed the days are getting longer now. That's exciting. It's getting warmer. Chester went to the dog park a few days ago and he got really nice and muddy, and he hasn't been going there a lot, only if it's, it's got to be above 40, and then we'll take him. But any colder than that, he doesn't have a lot of fur on his body, so we don't take him unless it's warm enough.